Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Tuesday morning with Mystic. We'll be guiding you through a 75-minute practice. Like always, I encourage you to take everything at a pace that feels right for you, to really listen to that inner voice, that inner intuition, because it's important for us to rekindle that relationship that we have with our own guidance. So my name's Kat. If you're ever in a place where something doesn't make sense, doesn't feel right, or you choose to try something else, I encourage that because after all, this is your practice. And the best thing for you to do is to really honor that. Lying on the ground is doing yoga. The practice of being mindful is doing yoga. So the physical postures become that little extra bonus. Let's get into a comfortable position. You could be lying down on your back, or you might choose to be seated. And wherever you are, just invite yourself to arrive. Arrive at this present moment. And that might mean something very different for each one of us. Maybe noticing all the places on your body that make contact with the mat. Notice the mat, the texture, the cushiness, the firmness. All throughout our body, there's places where we can take in information. As long as we are receptive, so what is there to take in for this moment? What's going on within your system, within your body? Just using that internal GPS to navigate through. Any places that feel tender, maybe send a little bit of extra air, a little bit of extra support and awareness to those more sensitive spots. So as we come together for this beginning meditation, this beginning collection of thoughts and awareness, this meditation isn't for us to just eliminate everything going on, but rather it's for us to take in everything that's going on. To become that observer, to notice the thoughts and the sensations, to notice the bigger picture of the world around us. As we listen with our ears, what are the sounds that you might hear? How far does the awareness spread? How much can we take in? And if you ever get lost within the thoughts or within the sensations, then I invite you to think about your breath. So as we focus in on our breath, the natural breath flows in and out. Notice any of the qualities of your own breath. You might start to allow it to stretch. filling up just a little bit more and letting go of it just a little bit more. I always love that sensation of filling up the lungs to a place that I've never felt within that day. There's this chance and offering of opening. As you're stretching that breath and elongating it, both on the inhalation and the exhalation, maybe give your breath a count. We inhale for 1, and we exhale for 2, inhaling for 3, and exhaling for 4. Just making your way up to 10. And after you've made your way up to 10 with no race, no rush, just exploration, I invite you to just come back to the natural breath. We'll all take a deep breath in through our nose. Notice the gentle pause and exhale through the nose. And when you're ready, if you are seated, I invite you to come down onto your back. If you're on your back, just start to let the body be a little bit more organic, maybe bending the knees, letting the knees windshield wiper side to side, stretching the arms. Finding whatever feels right for you as you just rekindle this relationship with our bodies. Maybe it feels good to bring the knees into the chest, to circle out the ankles, wiggle the toes. And a lot of times I have you doing a breaststroking action where the knees open and mirror away from each other. Maybe keep those knees together and circle them around. See what that feels like on the lower back, on your obliques. Notice the gentle and tender tugs that happen within the connective tissue, the muscles, the joints. Where do we feel stuck and where does it feel really good? You know, for every place, the body is a wonderful land of opportunity. And for every place where it might feel tender and tight, there's the same amount of places that feel good. It's just that we usually focus on the places that feel a little bit more sensitive. Bring your feet down to the ground and just let those knees windshield wiper side to side a few times. I guide a lot by breath, but here I want you to honor your breath. Honor the movement that feels right for you today. You know, throughout the day, we're sometimes pushed into a pattern of things and we don't get as much ownership out of that. So it's important for us to take whatever time we can to just tune in. And then gently, when you're ready, extending the legs down your mat and extend the arms. Find a full, long stretch of the body, wiggling fingers and toes. And then we'll hug that right knee into the chest. Interlace your hands on top of the shin. You can circle out the right ankle. And if it doesn't feel good for the lower back, I encourage you to bend the left knee and bring the sole of the foot down to the mat. Offers just a little bit more opening from the pelvis, a little bit more protection on that lower back. Take a deep breath in and out. And then gently guide the right knee over to the left side. And it can go as far as it feels comfortable. As you find a twist that feels right for you, you might encourage the right leg to bend and straighten so it's kicking off to the left side. You might have a hard flex of the foot. So as you press the foot away, you might notice that line of sensation on the outside of the right hip, the outside of the thigh, the calf, the heel. And you can pause if any place feels like a place to discover and to open. And when you're ready, we'll come back to center, extending the right leg down. Left knee can come into the chest, and you can interlace your hands on top of the shin the weird way. So switch the fingers, which one is on top. And again, bending that right knee, bringing sole of the foot down onto the mat can feel quite wonderful. So do what feels right for you. Relax the jaw, relax the shoulders. Take a deep breath in and out. Now use that right hand to grab onto the outside of the left knee and let it cross over to the right side. As it crosses over to the right side, you find your twist. You can bend and straighten the left leg, pressing it with as much intensity, with as much movement as it feels right for you. Notice the left shoulder, what has to happen to make it feel better. Maybe being up is fine. Maybe being down feels more comforting. Give yourself a deep breath in and out. And slowly bending the left knee, coming back to center. Drop the foot down onto the ground and then bend the right knee as well. So both feet are down on the ground. We're going to tuck the pelvis, press into the heels, and scoop the hips up towards the sky. As you do that, finding your bridge, relax the shoulders, relax the upper body. Notice where tension should be and where it doesn't serve a purpose. On your exhale, lowering down, curl through the pelvis to release the hips down to the ground. Engaging through the heels, scoop the pelvis, lift the hips up towards the sky. And on your exhale, lowering down nice and slowly. See if you can feel that serpentine nature of your spine. Scoop the pelvis, lift the hips up. See if you can squeeze inner thighs in towards each other and then releasing nice and slowly through your exhale. 2 more times. Lifting up. Find power. Love your own strength. Releasing down 1 more time. At the top of this, we're going to keep those hips up. You can always bring a block underneath your sacrum if you need a little bit more support. But see what it feels like to just shift and move in this raised bridge. Relax the toes. What's happening within our feet? Maybe see if you can anchor slightly down into the arch if you find yourself going to the outer edge of the feet. Relax the toes. Squeeze those glutes. Take 1 more deep breath in. And on your exhale, lower down nice and slowly. Hug those knees into the chest. As an option, you can bring hands behind the back of the knees and you can roll forwards and backwards. If that doesn't feel right for you, you can roll over onto one side or the other to come onto a seated position. As we come into a seated position, just start to circle out the head, letting it roll around. So the beginning of the year is a wonderful time for us to set intentions, and we do that. And the most interesting thing about the intentions that we set is either we get that intention, we make it work, we set it, and then a month later you find yourself falling off the wagon and you're like, oh, I guess that's it. Better luck at the end of the year when I try for next year. The best time I think for me to set an intention is when I wake up every single morning. Circle in the opposite direction, or even just rock the head from side to side without forcing anything within the neck. So maybe that's what we do. If everything is just a cycle, the cycle starts at the beginning when we wake up. Coming into center, let those arms reach up to the sky. Maybe every breath sets our intention. As you exhale, flip the hands, drop chin to chest, lower hands down. Inhale, reach those arms up to the sky. Gaze can follow up. Exhale, tuck chin to chest, lower the hands down. And one more time. But this time, as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart space. Maybe this is the time we set our intention. Doesn't have to be grand. Doesn't have to be anything that changes the world around us, just the world within us. Small steps to create happiness, to create inner joy, to find peace. Have a wonderful practice, my friends. Release the hands in front. And we'll come into our tabletop position. So as we come into our tabletop position, you can tent the fingers, fist the hands, or two high fives, bring them down onto the ground. See if you can open up the fingers and then scoop the center of the palm, circling, moving the head. Make sure there's no tenderness within the neck. We're going to find cats and cows, but I want you to be deliberate here. So lift the tailbone first, and notice as you lift the tailbone, the belly starts to lower, and you create that indentation in the lower back. And because of that, then the chest rolls forward. See if you can draw those elbows back. Front of the arms face the front of your mat. As you exhale, do that again. Tuck the pelvis, though. Let that roll through the spine like a wave. Inhale, the tailbone lifts first, belly lowers, chest broadens. And on your exhale, tuck that pelvis, round the back. So we're going to go for 4 more breaths. Now I want you to notice as you're doing these cats and cows, we know what that end result is. Tailbone lifted, chest open. So we miss sometimes that transition of rolling through the spine to create movement and flexibility. Maybe you close your eyes, because if you close your eyes, no one can see what you're doing, and you can really tap into how it feels for you. What needs to be changed? What needs to be expressed? Take one more time. On your next exhale, after your next exhale, press the hips back towards the heels, forehead to the ground. Coming into child's pose, you can find as much rocking sensation side to side as it feels comfortable. Knees opening as wide as you feel that you need, or as small as you feel that you need to take in. As much as you want or as little as you need. That's the motto. At the end of the day, this practice is yours. And whether you're pushing yourselves through something or enjoying every moment, that's your reality. I can't create that for you. So how do you create your reality for today? And how do you let that intention fill you up? Take a deep breath in. Notice what it feels like, that breath stretching that back up towards the ceiling. And releasing. And one more deep breath in. And releasing. Knowing you can come here anytime you want, anytime you need. Press yourself up, tabletop position. Now walk your hands to the front of your mat as far as it feels comfortable for you to go. We'll stay on our knees for the first time, but no, you can always tuck the toes and come into a plank position for these push-ups. I want you here to draw those elbows in towards the ribs, and if you need more support, knees can come closer into the hands. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, lower down 1, 2, or 3 inches. I don't care. And then press back up. Good, good, good. Now lower down nice and slowly and press back up. Good. We're going to go 3 more times. Lower down. Draw those elbows in. Chest should be lower. Press back up with power. 2 more times. Lower down. If there's any shoulder issues, those elbows can splay out. We make this work for our body rather than trying to force ourselves into this position. All the way up. Now this next time, I want you to come down halfway, whatever that means for you, and pause. Tuck your abs in, press into the palms, relax the jaw. Take 1 more deep breath in. And on your exhale, release the rest of the way, relaxing those legs down. Anchor in through the pubic bone, squeezing the glutes. On your inhale, head, shoulders lift off the mat, gaze stays down, just a baby cobra. Find the power right here as you draw those elbows in towards the ribs. Elongate the crown of the head away. Take 1 more deep breath in. Really squeeze those quads. On your exhale, release down. Inhale, press into hands and knees, tabletop position. Exhale, press back, child's pose. Inhale, press up, tabletop position. From this tabletop position, you're going to take that right foot and step it back and then over to the left side of your mat. We're going to shift the body forward and backwards. And you can look over the left shoulder at the foot, or you can keep your head neutral, or just shift, see what that feels like. Now we'll come into a center position. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, curl the right knee over to the right armpit. Inhale, step it back over to the left side. Follow that bouncing foot. Exhale, curl it in. Right knee, right armpit. 2 more times. Inhale, step it back over to the left. And exhale, curl it in. And 1 more time. Now hold that knee in towards the right armpit. Drop down onto the left elbow and circle out the right knee, the right hip, getting as big or as small, circling out the ankle, maybe even stacking right hip on top of left. What's happening with the neck? Take 1 more deep breath in. And on your exhale, release the right knee down. We'll come onto our left palm. And then step that left foot back and over to the right side, shifting the weight forwards and backwards. And we'll come into center. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, curl that left knee into the left armpit. Inhale, step it back over to the right. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, step it back. Look over that right shoulder. Exhale, curl it in. And 1 more time. Follow that foot. Exhale, squeeze it in. Keep that foot where it is. Drop down onto the right elbow. Circle out the left hip. Notice tenderness within that right leg, maybe. Or maybe not. You can stack, straighten, bend. Again, noticing the other places that aren't necessarily doing work, shoulders, neck, that usually come in to help. Thank you. Let go. And then when you're ready, releasing left knee down, coming onto that right palm, slowly tuck the toes. We're going to start to lift those knees up, press back and away, coming into your downward facing dog. So as you come into your downward facing dog, pedal through the feet. Start to bend one knee and then the other. Shaking out the head, yes. No. Maybe even noticing the movement that we have within the girdles of our shoulders. So as those arms are extending away, notice how you can even shrug the shoulders around to find a little bit more flexibility within our shoulders, within our chest, within the back. Maybe bend the knees, lift that tailbone up higher. What is there to learn every time we come into a posture? Maybe it's our own mental fortitude with the posture. Give yourself one more breath. And out. Bring your feet together at the back of the mat, and on your inhale, sweep the right leg up to the sky. On your exhale, we'll step that right foot to the front of your mat. Now, if you have blocks, I always have blocks because I have short arms. We're friends. I can share that with you. So I always have blocks right here. Hands on the ground is a beautiful position to get in. You can always drop that left knee down if you choose to. We're going to pause here for a second. Notice the dynamics from within your body. Front foot, back foot. Squeeze them into each other. So even if that knee is down, you still can have that squeezing in of your inner thighs. Relax, shoulders away from the ears. Gaze can be looking to the front of your mat. Notice the opening within that left hip flexor-ish area. Now we're going to root down into the left hand. Slowly start to spiral the right arm up to the sky. So as you spiral the arm up to the sky, what happened with our legs? Maybe you come down out of it for a second and then pull back up to revisit the journey of the twist. Take one more deep breath in. And on your exhale, release the right hand down. Lift your hips up and hop or skip that left foot to the front of your mat, coming into your forward fold, either elbows to thighs, ragdoll position, grabbing onto opposite elbows. Give yourself a deep breath right here and out. Bending those knees, hands to thighs, tuck chin to chest, deep breath in. On your exhale, roll up to standing. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. And palms together, swing them behind the back of the head. Now bend your knees, tuck your pelvis, and broaden the chest, relax the shoulders. Now I can't see your faces, but I can see your eyes, and we smile with our eyes. So I want you to smile both from the mouth and from the eyes. It's a different way, right? Take that breath, bring it right into the chest. On your inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, hands come to our heart space. Inhale, circle sweep arms up to the sky, reach up tall. Exhale, we're going to take those hands, swing them back, torso comes forward. Inhale, stand up tall. And exhale, sweep those arms back, torso forward. So I want you, as you're doing this Tadasana, to kind of this little unsupported forward fold, I want you to be really mindful of how you're moving your body. So as we're doing this, pressing into the feet, notice the textures underneath the feet. You can make it a little bit more, lifting heels. You can make it stronger, or you can be really fluid. Now, if any time you get dizzy, keep your head in line with your heart. It's a beautiful place to go. One is not better than the other unless it pertains to what feels right for you. It's just your prescription for the day. Our movement prescription. This is a moving meditation. Give me a few more. And I love this. We're all doing the same thing. But if you look around, we all own it differently. And isn't that beautiful? Because we're all so different, yet so connected. Next time you have those arms lifted, deep breath in. And exhale. Hands come to our heart space. Bend those knees. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, find chair. Then get dramatic, fold forward. Slide your hands to your shins. Come into a halfway lifted position. Relax the neck. On your exhale, hands to the ground. Step your feet to the back of your mat. Come into your plank. Just like that. In this plank, press into the hands. Tuck the pelvis. Squeeze those quads. Fall in love with your own strength. Fall in love with who you are right now. Not who we want to be in the future, not who we were in the past, but right here. Your own strength, your own power. Take one more deep breath in and out. As an option, knees to ground on your inhale, or on your exhale, high plank, either all the way down or halfway down, you choose. Inhale either to your upward facing dog or your cobra, whatever feels right for you. And we'll find our way, tabletop or not, down dog. Take a deep breath in and out. One more deep breath in and out. Feet together at the back of the mat. Inhale, sweep that left leg up to the sky. And on your exhale, step it to the front of your mat. With the use of blocks or not, we're finding ourselves in a lunge, right knee down on the ground or not. It's like a choose your own adventure. You all remember those books, right? Oh, they were books that were, well, I'll distract you for a second. They were books that you would read a mystery or an adventure of some kind, and it would be like, if you want to do this, turn to page 8. If you want to do that, go to page 32. And it would just bring you, and then some of them would be dead ends after like 4 pages, and some of them would lead you on a long journey. It's just fun. But that's what life is. We're just choosing our own adventure. So squeeze that front leg, back leg in towards each other. Anchor into the right hand, and then slowly lift that left arm up to the sky, or not, right? Or not. Now, I always find that my hips start to move, so maybe you unwind and then come back into it. We like rewind, fast forward. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, let's drop that left hand down, lift your hips up, and see if you can use your own power, stepping that right foot forward. Take a deep breath in and out. Bending those knees, inhale will roll you up to standing. Circle sweep arms up to the sky. Palms together, swing them behind the back of the head, broaden the chest. Bend the knees, tuck the pelvis, lean back. Maybe gaze goes up toward the ceiling and the wall meet. Or maybe it doesn't. See if you can send the air right to the heart. On your inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, sink into your chair. From this chair, I want you to press those hips back, lift the torso up. Find this power right here. What's happening within our feet? What's happening within our knees, quads, hips, belly? Relax the shoulders. You can open up your feet as wide as it feels comfortable. So know that legs don't have to be together, but they could be. They could be. Now draw those abs in as much as you can. Take one more deep breath in and out. Inhale, stand up tall at the top, squeeze quads, glutes. Exhale, we're going to chair twist open to the right. Inhale, come on up. And exhale, twist open to the left. Inhale up. And exhale to the right. Inhale up. And exhale left. One more time, each side, stand up tall. Make this your own dance. Your own movement. One more time, reach up, broaden, twist. Inhale up. And exhale, center chair. Yeah, take a deep breath in. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step your feet to the back of your mat. Come into your plank. Relax those shoulders. This is totally optional. Do you want to do this? You can always say no. Do you know that? You have permission. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, high plank to low plank. Keep those shoulders above the elbows if you are coming up into your upward facing dog. Exhale to your down dog when you're ready. Take a deep breath in and out. On your inhale, bend those knees. Look towards the hands. You can walk, hop, or step your feet to the front of your mat. Inhale, bend those knees. We'll roll up to standing. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands come to our heart space. So as we come to our heart space, sink back into that chair. You're like, no, not here again. Have your feet about hips distance, shoulder distance apart. And we're going to root and anchor down into that right foot. Slowly start to lift that left heel up. Notice what happens as most of the weight distributes onto that right foot. You can lift the toes. Maybe you start to lift up even higher onto that left foot. Maybe the foot comes off the mat. Yeah. Sink down lower in that right knee. Maybe. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, slowly kick that left foot back into a lunge. Now that torso is hanging forward. Let it come forward at that 45-degree angle. And I want you to make sure that that right knee is stacked over the ankle. The weight is pressing into the heel. The knee feels supported. Relax the shoulders, broaden the chest. Now, in one swift motion, we're going to find warrior two. So inhale, you're going to take that left hand, bring it forward, drop the left heel to the right, and open up the arms. As we find our warrior two, pause here for a second. Shift. Shift happens. It has to happen, right? In all senses of the word, take that ownership. A lot of times we're in a position and it's like, this is where I am. I'm not supposed to move. No, you're supposed to move. You just are. On your inhale, we'll sweep that right hand up to the sky. Once that arm's up, relax shoulders. Create space between your shoulders and your ears. Rebend that right knee. On your inhale, come on back, warrior two. On your exhale, right elbow down, left arm sweeps up, bicep to ear. See if you can get that left shoulder to lean back. Now notice what's happening within the body. If you find yourself torquing forward, come up. We do not reach nirvana by touching the ground. We reach our own nirvana by feeling good, which means it's the expectation that we take away and the experience that we tune into. Now press into the feet, tuck the pelvis. On your inhale, bring your torso up, straightening the right leg. We're going to find Trikonasana. So pitch the hips to the left, reach as far as you can with the right. Once you can't go anymore, just drop that right hand down, left hand up. Did you shift once you got that hand down? And the answer could be yes. Or the answer could be, no, I'm going to stay up higher. Relax the jaw, smile. Notice your attitude to what we're doing. Notice that once we hit that place where it feels like challenge, that's where we're growing to someplace different. Tuck that pelvis, inhale, torso comes upright. Okay. Now look to that front knee. We're going to find Ardha Chandrasana. Some of you don't have blocks, but guess what? Your body is a block, so that's awesome. So I'm going to do it without a block, and then I can show it on the other side with. You can shift that weight to the right foot, and you can bring your right hand maybe to the shin or the knee if you do not have a block. As you start to lift that left leg up behind you, you're going to let the toe face the left side of the mat. So there's this imaginary string that's lifting up the left hip. Yeah, or if you have blocks, you can use them. So I don't want to deter you from that. That block can go down about a foot in front of the right toes. And you can use that for support. Or not. Or not. Come back to that intention while you're doing something that creates challenge. Take one more breath. That's it. That's it. Now, bend that right knee softly. I don't want to hear any feet hitting the ground. If I do, it's okay. Drop that left foot to the back of your mat. And then we'll straighten the right leg. Dial all toes to the left side of your mat. Now broaden your chest, 5-pointed star. Feel that heart expanding, the love growing. As you exhale, hinge forward. Find that forward fold. My favorite, doing those side-to-side lunges feel really good. Every time I do them, I always let the opposite foot, that extended leg toe, lift up towards the ceiling. Yeah. Or you could be static. It's whatever feels right for you. What happens when it all goes quiet? Maybe we get lost. It's a beautiful practice to just be clothed in silence. Give yourself 2 more breaths. One more breath. All right, my friends, press into those heels. We'll lift to come up. You can bend those knees as much as you need to find yourself up. All toes are going to come to the front of your mat. Now that right foot is going to anchor in. That left leg is going to swing across and bring the left ankle on top of the right thigh. And any variation of this works. We're going to come into our standing figure 4 stretch. So what I like to do is press the hips back first. So I'm imagining I'm sitting in a chair behind me. I'm not even thinking about bending that right knee yet. So press back, feel the sliding of those glutes back, 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 back. And then once you feel like that beginning of the sensation or a lot of sensation, then bend that right knee. The hands can go anywhere that feels comfortable. Yeah. And you can even use a mirror too if you want, or the wall. Slowly we'll press to come up. Notice how you transition. Unlock the foot. Drop that left foot down. Lift both heels and release. If you want to circle, get some blood flow back in there. We'll come into center. Let those arms come forward and circle them back and around. Inhale, forward. Circle them back and around. And one more time. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, elbows to the thighs, bend those knees. Coming into our supported squat pose, Utkatasana-ish. You're going to anchor into that left elbow, press those hips back even more. And then when you're ready, right leg, right arm straighten. So that right arm stretches up to the sky and that right leg can press back. We're in the funniest little ad right here. Take a deep breath in, maybe gaze looks up or not. And you can always bend that right knee if it doesn't feel right for you. And on your exhale, bend the right knee, drop the elbow onto the thigh, press the hips back even more. And then slowly on your next inhale, the left side is going to do its work. Left leg straightens, left arm up to the sky. Maybe move your head and your neck, your shoulders in this position to just see what is going on. Take one more deep breath in. And on your exhale, release left elbow and then come into your forward fold, relaxing everything. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. And exhale, hands to the ground. We're going to step those feet to the back of your mat, plank position. We don't have a lot of these, but it's good to just get our bodies in different positions. Now you could come down onto your knees if you choose to. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower down, halfway down, all the way down, whatever feels right for you. Inhale either to your upward facing dog or your baby cobra. And then we'll exhale to our downward facing dog. Inhale, we'll bend those knees. Look forward, walk, hop, or step your feet to the front of your mat. Bending those knees, we'll roll up to standing. Arms reach up. This time, sink into your chair. Palms come to that heart space. So in this time, we're going to come into that opposite side. Make sure feet are about hips distance apart. So if they're super close together, create a little bit more space. Hips, shoulders in that range are usually better for this position, but always do what feels right for you. Draw your abs in. Shift the weight to the left foot. Right heel lifts. Establish more weight here. That torso, let it come forward about 45 degrees. Yeah. Now start to lift that right foot up. See what that feels like. Ooh, bend that left knee a little bit more. Press the hips back. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Step slowly, right foot back. Coming into our lunge, torso at that 45-degree angle. Arms are back. Find power within that left foot. Squeeze front leg and back leg in towards each other. Smile. Sometimes when we're in something challenging, we only honor it after we're done with it. But why not honor it while we're in it? It's just changing our relationship with the way we think about ourselves, about strengthening our bodies, strengthening our minds. I like that breath. All right, so we're going to take that right hand. We're going to sweep it forward and find ourselves, inhale, opening up into our warrior two. Drop that right heel to the left. Broaden the chest. Even notice here, heart rate goes up when we're not doing a lot. We can't control so much about life around us, but what we can control, what we can maybe corral, is our breath. Let that breath be slow. Let it nurture our nervous system. Now, inhale, sweep the left hand up to the sky. Once it's up there, what's happening with the left shoulder? Can you relax it away from the ears? This is a side bend, not a back bend. So make sure that we're not losing the grace of the posture so that we can fit some Instagram idea. I'll take that out of my vocabulary. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale, come back to center. And on your exhale, left elbow down. Right arm either forward or sweeps up to the sky. Extended side angle. But I think I said this last time. It's true. I have a 14-year-old niece, and I was talking to her about the whole world of social media and stuff. And people show us what they want us to see. We show people what we want them to see. Now, draw those abs in. Inhale, torso comes upright. As you come upright, let's straighten the left leg. We're going to find Trikonasana. So pitch the hips over to the right. Reach as far as you can to the left. Once you can't reach anymore, that left hand down, right arm up, or half bind, or something that feels right for you. Just make sure there's flexibility within the left knee, but it's lengthened, so it doesn't have as much of a bend, has a straightened quote-unquote property, but it's not locked, right? And then we take ownership of what this posture feels like for us. How do we own this posture? Give yourself just 2 more breaths right here. What's happening with the neck? Are you pitching the chest forward? And maybe you are, and maybe it feels great. And that's okay too. On your next inhale, we're going to lift that torso upright. We're going to find our Ardha Chandrasana. So bend that left knee. We're going to shift to the front of that mat. If you don't have a block, hand can go anywhere that feels comfortable. Maybe it doesn't find any home. Or if you do have a block, that left hand can go on a block in front of the left foot, about 6 to 8 inches or so. I love that. The water bottle is perfect for that. The right toes are facing towards the mirror. And imagine there is this string that's lifting that right hip up. Good. Take a deep breath in right here. And out. Now on your next inhale, let's bend the left knee. And let's softly plant the right foot to the back of the mat. Torso comes upright. All toes are now going to face the right side. Broaden the chest. Open up. Exhale. Hinge forward. As you find this wide-legged forward fold, you might choose to find a variation that feels right for you. Maybe you shift from toes to heels a few times. Or doing those side-to-side lunges can feel quite lovely on the body. Maybe you're an inverter and you want to fly with those legs up. Give yourself the space. Give yourself this time to breathe. Time spent with ourselves is never wasted. Whether we're sitting and contemplating the cosmos or we're watching TV, we're doing at that moment what needs to be done for us. And sometimes we need to break that spiral, that habit. But sometimes we need to indulge. And the one thing that we can always give ourselves is permission to be okay with what it is. We don't do any of this because we ate cookies. We don't do any of this because we're punishing ourselves. We do it because we love ourselves. And we want to cultivate more, more, more. Take one more deep breath in and out. Bend those knees. We'll roll up to standing. As we roll up to standing, all toes are going to face the front of your mat. We're going to come into that little like tarot card. What is it? The Joker or something. I don't know. I shouldn't have even brought it up. Right ankle goes on top of the left thigh. The Hanged Man. That's what it is. It's like one of those things at 3 a.m. I'd like wake up and be like, I know what it is. Come back. So press those hips back. Press them back, press them back, press them back. And then bend. And keep pressing back. Keep finding that relationship. There's this pull and this push and this tugging and broadening. And then we notice the places that are doing work that maybe don't have to. Shoulders. Why are you doing anything? Jaw. Relax. Take another deep breath in. And out. Slowly coming on up. Unhook the foot. Drop it down. Lift both heels up. Drop them down. Circle. Maybe this side feels easier. Maybe it feels more challenging. Get your feet at that hips distance apart. Broaden the chest. Arms reach up to the sky. Exhale. Right hand comes down. Left arm stretches up and over. Press into both feet and gently push your hips over to the left a little bit. See what that feels like. Inhale, both arms reach up. Exhale, press the hips to the right as you gently reach up and over to the left side with that right hand. Inhale, come on up. And one more time, reach over to the right with the left. Press the hips over to the left if that feels okay. Inhale up. And exhale to the opposite side. Relax everything that can be relaxed. Inhale up. And exhale, hinge forward, forward fold. Slide your hands to your shins. Come into your halfway lifted position. And exhale, release down. Get your feet to the back of your mat. Come into your plank position. Option to do this flow or not. High plank, inhale to low plank, exhale. Inhale to upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale to your downward facing dog. All right, are you ready to get weird for 1 second? Yes, okay, great. Silence means okay. Inhale, take that right leg, reach it up to the sky. And on your exhale, we're gonna bring that right knee over to the left elbow. Inhale, reach it up one more time. Exhale, we're gonna bring it over to that left elbow, but this time we're gonna shoot that right leg to the left side of your mat. Drop the left heel down and reach the left arm up to the sky. It's not too weird. The explanation sounds weirder than what it is. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, release the left hand down, step that right foot back. Make it easy. We'll do it on the other side. Inhale, left leg reaches up. One time over to that right elbow with the knee. Inhale up. Exhale over to the right elbow. This time, kick the foot off to the side of your mat. Drop the right heel to the left. Reach right arm up to the sky. Look at you. Shining in the night. Take a deep breath in. And this time on your exhale, listen to me. Drop your hips down. Yeah, just tumble in a safe way. And then let your feet face the back of your mat. Did I do it? Yes, okay. Great. Feet to the back of the mat. So, can I come up here for a second? Is that okay? Okay. So, you're going to have your feet on the ground. You're going to have your hands on the ground, palms facing, or fingers facing towards your glutes. Lift your hips up an inch or a few inches. We did this last week. You're going to bend those elbows, butt can come down to a hover, and then press to come back up. We bend the elbows, press them back, and straighten. We bend, and we straighten. We bend, we straighten. So you should feel this into your triceps, right? Yes. If you have any kind of wrist issues, keep going. I'll time you. If you have any wrist issues, bring your hands on blocks with the fingers facing down in front of the blocks. That takes the pressure away from the top of the hands, and it's really good. Bend the arms. Bend, yes. Now push. Now bend, yes. That's beautiful. We have 10 seconds left. That's it. You can do anything for 10 seconds, and I can certainly watch you. You're doing great. For your last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop those tailbones down, drop your butt down, and just roll. Just finding some little movement. So every time we did push-ups that are tricep activated, we did these little suckers, these dips that are tricep activated. So we're going to come up one more time. 30 seconds total. 30 seconds total, and I'm going to be super honest about it. Okay, we're going to lift those hips up. Now this time, come down halfway. That's right, fingertips forward. Oh, yes, okay. Okay, good, you all know how to do it. So come down halfway. We are going to just pulse it out right in the center. Pulse it out. Just small little, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch. Bend the arms, straighten up a little. Yes. Yes, super small, super small. Good. We have 15 seconds left. 15 seconds. Relax the jaw. What is that sensation? It's lactic acid and love. Except for if it's on your wrist, and that could just be tenderness. For our last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop those hips down. Cross ankles. This time, right arm up to the sky. Pat yourself on the back because you are awesome. And then use that left hand. You can grab onto the right elbow, find a tricep stretch right here, or you could find a full bind if you wanted to. The left hand can go behind the back. Yeah. So, and to tell you, if you're a righty, doing a full bind this way is going to be more accessible. It doesn't make it easier. And what you want is to make sure that that left hand kind of reaches to the right ribs as much as we can and then lifts up. But if it doesn't feel right, just don't do it. Because it's like, what's the point of it? We want to feel better. And we work with what we've got. And this is a beautiful place to be. Sometimes I don't even use the left hand. Take one more deep breath in, and you can tip over to the left if that feels okay for you. And then we'll come back to center. And slowly release right hand down. Head can rock side to side. We'll do it on the other side. If you're a righty, it's going to be almost next to impossible. Not to say it is impossible, but it's a tighter position. Left hand comes up. Of course, everyone will prove me wrong. But with this positioning, that internal positioning, if you're right hand dominant, that it has a harder transition to get into. And you have to think about, like I always think about our hands like lobster claws. There's the tiny little pincher and there's the crusher. And that's kind of the way our arms work because you have a dominant hand and your other hand that does stuff. Take a deep breath in, maybe tipping over to the right side a little bit. And we'll slowly lift to come up. Releasing the hands down, move slowly. There's no urgency. And then we're going to take and we're going to lower down onto our backs. As you lower down onto your back, you can hug those knees into the chest. Let them rock and roll a little bit. Let the head move from side to side. Just finding a little bit of spaciousness. Okay, feet are going to come down to the ground. We're going to come into the setup for a bridge. So you're pressing those feet into the ground. You are letting your lower back press in. It's more like that mid-lower back, press into the mat, and there's this scooping of the pelvis. Bring your hands behind the back of the head. Now I want you to keep that core connection and that squeezing of your glutes, that awareness in the lower half. Relax the jaw. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, lift head, shoulders off the mat, and let your gaze go in between your thighs. It's a crunch with a lot of setup. And then inhale, release down. Exhale, curl into it. Use your hands for support and release down. So every time you come back to center, re-energize the foundational position. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, release down. We're going to continue for 30 seconds. Each time you come up, see if you can lift a little bit higher. Do less work from the neck and more work from the core. We're just curling into it and releasing down. And curling into it and releasing down. You have 15 seconds left. Draw your abs in rather than pushing them out for 3, 2, 1. Relax the head, windshield wiper knees side to side, relax the arms. Even pushing your head back into the mat can help release any tension that you hold there. And then we're going to do it one more time. This time, 15 seconds of movement and then 15 seconds of fun. When we get to it, I'll let you know. So draw the abs in, lift head, shoulders up, and release down. Lift up and release down. Notice any choppiness from within the body. You have 10 seconds left. Let those elbows splay open. You have one more time. Lift it up. Hold it up at the top. We're going to pulse it up here. So just up an inch and down, and up an inch and down, and up an inch and down. Use the hands for support. Press the head back into the hands. You have 5 seconds left. Curling up, 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 up. Hold it up at the top for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep drawing those abs in for our last 3, 2, 1. Release down. Hug those knees in. Bring the left foot down to the ground and let the right thigh cross on top of the left thigh. So those legs are squeezed in tight to each other. You want to face it that way? Oh, you can do it that way. Yes, yes, yes. So then from here, it's a squeezed in position. You're going to hug those legs into the chest. Yeah, as much as you can. Now you can grab onto the knees. You can grab onto your shins on the opposite side or your feet. So this is a supported Gomukhasana, cow-facing pose. Do you feel the essence of cow? I do always love the names of them. How they turned into what they are. And the more you can shift or move the body in this position, the more opening you might feel within that right glute. Take a deep breath in and out. Now release the feet, but keep the cross. We're going to drop those knees over to the left side. Now, if this feels like too tight of a twist for the lower back or for the hips or for any part of your body, I encourage you to just release the cross. You can just stack the right leg on top of the left. Create space between your lips. And we'll take one more breath. To come up, you can keep them crossed and lift, or you might release the cross and then lift. We're going to do it on the other side. Right foot on the ground, left thigh crosses so that the thighs are close into each other. And then we'll hug those legs into the chest. You can grab onto the knees, the calves, or opposite feet. And if you find your chin lifting up really high, maybe bring your head on a block. And then come back to that intention. Maybe when we go home today, you can find little places to put that intention. Maybe sprinkle your whole house with that intention so that when you open cupboards to make a warm cup of tea, or you make your morning coffee, or you're going to go for a walk outside, you can surprise yourself with that little memory. That little bit of awareness. Take one more deep breath in and out. Release the hands from the legs. Keep the cross. Drop knees over to the right. And again, if dropping them over to the right doesn't feel right in that position while those legs are crossed. I encourage you to do something different. Just giving yourself a breath, some space. Unlocking the legs, and we'll let them lift. Squeezing the knees into the chest as you choose. And then as you're ready, we'll slowly find our way into our Shavasana. As you find your way into your Shavasana, see if you can let go of what happened or didn't happen. Letting go of the expectation and just let the body sink into the experience. The experience of your body lying on the floor. Of the natural breath supporting us. Who can resist that first optimistic moment of dawn? The dazzling sliver of light, sun rising, grounding, making the profound shift from promise to presence. Every possibility contained in a single instant. Light linking us to vastness. Light reaching back to the formation of stars. Light that will not let us forget that we are daily born again into radiance. Donna Falls. Loka Satana Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Satana Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Satana Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti. 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 Imagine your space, the walls, ceiling, the floor, your body lying on the floor, your mat, your clothes, your face, your face. Take a deep breath in and let that breath go through the nose. And encourage some deep breaths as you wiggle fingers and toes. Just recultivating the experience of breath, of body. Or choosing to stay as you are if you'd like. You might roll over onto one side in a fetal position. And then using that top hand to press yourself up to seated. And either bringing hands into prayer position right at the third eye, or maybe even onto the heart space, just tapping into that intuition, that intention, that inner voice and wisdom. May we listen to that to rekindle this relationship that we have with ourselves. May we spread joy throughout our body, gratitude. May we honor the dark, but turn towards the light. Thank you so much for joining me here today, for showing up as you are and being who you are. All that I am bows to all that is within you. Namaste. So thank you for joining. Have an amazing Tuesday. Hi, Gloria.